So let's talk about what is an API. So API is an acronym of Application Programming Interface. Now, if it doesn't make sense to you, then let's look at the Wikipedia explanation of API. So according to Wikipedia, an API is a set of clearly defined methods of communication among various components. Now notice that the components part in this explanation refers to software components. But first, let's talk about the interface part of the API. You're probably familiar with user interface. User interface is what you, the user, sees when you look at something. In the case of websites, it's probably the homepage of the website that you are browsing to. So interface is the part that is exposed to you, the user, and the word exposed here is very, very important, as we will see later. So this is the part that is exposed to you when you try to use something. And as an end user or as a human, the interface is a visual representation of the content that you are looking at. The same is also true for application interface. In application interface, the interface is the part that is exposed to an application, not to an end user. And what you see right now on the screen is a specific kind of an API or an interface that is exposed by an application. Now you, the end user, the human, you are not supposed to ever see this kind of API. It makes no sense. It has a lot of letters, a lot of numbers, some slashes, and it's basically completely incomprehensible for humans. But application fully understands this. Now take a look at the first line of this API. This is the address of the API. This is the address of the interface that the application is going to use. And this is the main part we are going to deal with in this course. But again, before we are going to dive into the REST API or into Web API, let's first understand what is the terminology that we are going to use when talking about API. So in this example, we have two softwares. We have users management software and we have orders management software. And those two softwares, they want to communicate with each other. For example, the user software wants to access the orders software and ask it what are the orders that were made by a specific user. So in order to do that, the user software goes to the orders software with this question. I want to get the user's orders. Now, how does the user software talk to the order software? The orders software publishes an API. The API is the thing that the user software can see and access and use it in order to get access to the internal data stored in the orders software. Now, this kind of API publishing called exposing an API. The API is exposed by the orders management software, and after it is exposed and becomes public, then other software or other software components can use it.